In his now celebrated interview with actor and host Eugene Levy, Prince William, the future king of the United Kingdom, opened up with rare honesty about the pressures of family life, the lessons learned from his childhood, and the profound love he holds for his three young children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. What began as a conversation about his plans for the monarchy soon unfolded into a deeply personal reflection on what it truly means to be a husband and father living under the world's gaze. When asked what challenges him most in life, Prince William's answer was unexpectedly candid. "Family matters can overwhelm me quite a bit," he admitted quietly. "The worry or stress around the family side of things does get to me. But when it comes to the job, the duties, the engagements, that doesn't overwhelm me too much. It's the family side that does. Because it's more personal, it's more emotional, it's about rhythm and harmony." It was an admission that resonated with parents everywhere, a royal father confessing that, behind the titles and protocols, he too feels the weight of trying to do everything right for his family. Prince William went on to explain that time and age have helped him come to terms with his role and responsibilities. The once reserved young prince who walked behind his mother's coffin has now grown into a grounded man who views his crown not as a symbol of power, but as a duty of care both to his country and his children. "The most important thing in my life is family," he said simply. "Everything I do, everything I think about is about the future, their future." When Levy jokingly asked if the prince kept a 9-to-5 schedule, William smiled and replied, "I try to stick to school timetables as much as possible. Most days I'm doing drop-offs and pickups." He added that balancing work and family life is something he prioritizes. "Getting that balance right is incredibly important. If you don't start your children off with a happy, stable home, I feel you're setting them up for a difficult road ahead." It was a pointed message especially to those in the British press who have occasionally labeled him work-shy. To William, protecting his family's well-being and creating normalcy for his children are not acts of avoidance, but of commitment. "They can say what they want," one aide noted, "but William knows what kind of father and man he wants to be." Both William and Catherine are known to be strict but loving parents, setting clear boundaries for George, Charlotte, and Louis. Discipline, they believe, builds character and kindness. "None of our children has any phones," William revealed with a hint of humor. "We're very strict about that, which is probably why Louis and Charlotte spending so much time on the trampoline, beating each other up." Without the distractions of screens, the three royal siblings spend much of their time outdoors. Charlotte enjoys netball and ballet. George, a passionate footballer, also loves hockey. And Louis, the family's mischievous spirit, shares both his parents' energy and love of play. Their home life, while regal, is surprisingly relatable, a world of laughter, games, and muddy shoes. When speaking about his eldest son, Prince George, William becomes particularly reflective. "I want to create a world where my son can be proud of what we do," he said. "A world and a role that truly makes a difference in people's lives." For William, it's about legacy, reshaping the monarchy into something meaningful and humane, one that his children will inherit with pride rather than pressure. In discussing his family life, William touched on how he and Catherine have consciously shaped their marriage to avoid the mistakes of the past. Growing up amidst his parents' highly public and painful divorce, William has long carried the lessons of that trauma. "We're an open family," he said. "We talk about the things that bother us." Reflecting on his own childhood, he added with quiet honesty, "You need warmth. You need that feeling of safety, security, love. That all has to be there, and that was certainly part of my childhood. But my parents got divorced when I was 8, so that lasted a short time." He paused before adding, "You take that and you learn from it. You try to make sure you don't repeat the same mistakes your parents made. I think we all do that. I just want to do what's best for my children, because I know the drama and stress you go through when you're small, it stays with you when you're older." It was a rare glimpse into the mind of a man determined to break the cycle of dysfunction that haunted his parents' marriage. If William is fiercely protective of his family's privacy, if he guards their peace and keeps their life away from palace drama, it's because he has lived through the chaos and vowed not to pass it on. Today, the Prince and Princess of Wales are raising their children with as much normalcy as possible. They even share in ordinary pleasures, such as a weekly pub quiz near one of their royal homes. Friends say that Team Wales often joins local families for the event. "The quiz is tricky but fun," said one regular. My lips are sealed on whether they've ever won first prize. It's a lighthearted ritual that reflects the couple's desire to stay connected to the real world and ensure their children grow up grounded. But even amid this carefully protected family life, William admits the challenge of balance. It's about protecting the children, protecting Catherine, he said. Even my father needs a bit of protection, though he's old enough to look after himself. But it's important that my family feels safe, that they have space to process everything that's happened over the past year. It's been tricky trying to do that while still doing the job. His remarks struck a chord, a father's confession of the invisible juggling act between public service and private sanctuary. Recently, Princess Catherine offered her own heartwarming insight into their family life during a visit to an RAF base, a reminder that both she and William find grounding in shared human experiences. During the visit, Catherine spoke lovingly about how activities like this help her sons George and Louis feel grounded. She explained that being around the service personnel and seeing the dedication of the RAF helps her children connect with the concept of duty in a very real, tangible way. For George and Louis, whose father once served as a search and rescue pilot, the event carried personal significance. The princess noted that the boys were disappointed to miss the trip, but delighted when she brought home small model Typhoon jets as souvenirs. Those simple gifts, she said, helped them feel grounded, a reminder of the meaning behind their father's work and the value of service. The moment revealed much about Catherine's thoughtful approach to parenting. She understands how to bridge the gap between royal symbolism and everyday family life, turning abstract ideals into teachable moments. By letting her children see the humanity behind the uniform, the purpose behind the crown, she helps them grow up with empathy, not entitlement. During that same visit, Catherine shared an endearing story about Louis, who has already expressed dreams of becoming a pilot. With a laugh, she said she would have to remind him and George that such ambitions take years of hard work and training. Her gentle humor captured the essence of her parenting style, nurturing, realistic, and full of warmth. These glimpses into the Wales family's life show a household built on love, laughter, and structure, one that blends the gravity of royal duty with the everyday joys of parenthood. Both William and Catherine are committed to ensuring their children understand the meaning of service while still enjoying the freedom and innocence of childhood. For Prince William, fatherhood is not an accessory to his royal role, it defines it. Every decision, every boundary, every late-night worry comes from the same place, a father's heart. He knows that one day, his son will inherit not only the throne, but the example he sets now, one of compassion, responsibility, and integrity. In many ways, this is William's greatest legacy, not in speeches or ceremonies, but in the quiet moments at home, school drop-offs, dinner table chats, laughter on the trampoline. Through these, the future king is raising 3 children who may one day redefine the monarchy, not through power, but through kindness. And for William, that is the truest mark of success, not the crown he will wear, but the hearts he is shaping under his own roof.